Prabhupada said, you're Americans, you should do something wonderful, amazing for Krishna. So, we have to attempt these things. And then, we may have to adjust some aspects of Krishna. That's fine. But whatever works to make people members of Prabhupada's movement, ISKCON, this is ISKCON. It's 100% ISKCON. It's not outside of ISKCON. It's the same way that the law of preaching is part of ISKCON, or the student hostels in India are part of ISKCON, or any of the initiatives that are there to try to make devotees. We just started, but there's a vast interest around the world. I mean, there's actually literally hundreds of devotees who are just feeling inspired that there's some attempt to do this. I mean, we just started our preaching center right now in Chapel Hill, so I can't say there's a big success or anything like that. I mean, they're basically just getting set up as we talk, because it takes some time to plan. It's not that we want to do anything too spontaneously. Things are being planned, like, they want to have a logo, we want to brand it like you were talking about before. So this is all strategic planning, being carefully done by a board of people. But we have hundreds of people involved in Krishna West right now, around the world, everywhere from Mexico to towards Brazil, to France, parts of Europe, maybe not in India, because it's not really necessary in India, but just about every civilized country we have people at least interested in Krishna West. Fiji is, we're going to have to do Krishna Fijian rather than Krishna West. It's a little bit different approach. I mean, the whole idea is to adjust the presentation. My idea in Fiji is to bring some Western-bodied people there to preach to the native Fijians. I mean, we're already preaching to the Indian congregation there, and very successfully. I mean, I just had 2 initiations. Over 30 people got initiated there. So we're making a lot of devotees. We're very much well respected with the other religions there. Making a lot of. We have all these temples in a country with only like 900,000. We have like 4 or 5 big temples. So it's it's a substantial movement there. But as far as amongst the natives, I've been advised that we need to bring some foreign devotees in. And, for lack of a better word, so white-skinned devotees, who the natives will relate to and be able to hear from. And, sometimes we're thinking of bringing some devotees from Africa and things like that with the kirtans. But the devotees cautioned me about that, because they said if we bring people from Africa, the Fijian natives will think it's one of them and they'll preach to them and try to become a Christian. Isn't it? That's what the devotees told me, because they'll think, well, how could he have joined them? So anyway, so the strategy in Fiji is basically to bring some people who, have a different type of body that the Fijian natives will respect, because there's been sort of a split between the Indian race and the Fijian race there for many, many years. And, it's not that much mixing, although we have quite a few Fijian friends. There are a few Fijian devotees at this particular time. But I don't know if the same Krishna West we're doing in America will be applicable for Fiji. Perhaps in the future, as the population becomes more westernized. It is a fact that our younger generation is quite westernized there. And they can't relate with the older generation. I mean, there is a generation gap, so to speak, between the 2 generations. And we're having to sort of like transition right now into the new world for the younger generation, because the old generation, I mean, even amongst the Indian people, is based on a hierarchical structure. Hierarchical means like an autocratic structure between people who are actually older and younger. Like the idea is that if you're 50 years old, 60 years old, the young people have to listen to you. They can't argue, they can't talk back, they can't give you suggestions, and that you really have that ingrained in the older population. But the younger population is more like horizontal. They're ready to take suggestions, work with each other, like modern management.